Two 360 drones, one category, one made by the company that has dominated consumer drones for a decade, one made by the company that invented the category. I have flown both. And I am going to tell you something that most comparison videos will not say directly. Neither of these drones is right for everyone, and one of them might not be right for you even if you think it is. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which one fits your life. Not your spec sheet, your actual life. Before a single spec, let me reframe what you are actually looking at. Both drones have two fisheye lenses. Both capture everything in every direction simultaneously. Both let you choose the shot after you land. That is where the similarity ends. The Antigravity A1 was built by a team incubated out of Insta360, a company that has been building 360 cameras longer than almost anyone. The A1 is compact, foldable, under 250 grams, and designed around a goggles-first flying experience. It is a 360 specialist. The Avata 360 was built by DJI, a company that has been building drones longer than almost anyone. It is heavier, larger, does not fold, and brings the full weight of DJI's transmission, obstacle avoidance, and ecosystem behind it. It is a drone that also does 360. Yeah, that distinction is not subtle. It shapes every category I am about to go through. Size and portability. The A1 wins this category, and it is not close. Folded down, the Antigravity A1 is genuinely pocketable. Smaller than most people expect. Under 250 grams, including standard battery, fits in a jacket pocket or a small bag compartment without thinking about it. The Avata 360 does not fold. At 455 grams, weighed closer to 461 on a home scale, it is a drone you need to plan around. Unless you have the Fly More combo bag specifically, it will not fit in most standard camera backpacks without modification. I had to rearrange my bag setup just to carry it comfortably. The sub 250 gram advantage of the A1 is also regulatory. In most regions, including the US, UK, and much of Europe, drones under 250 grams face lighter registration requirements and fly in more locations. The Avata 360 is clearly over that threshold and needs to be registered and operated accordingly. If you value portability above everything else, the A1 is your drone. Full stop. Camera quality. This one goes to the Avata 360, clearly. The numbers first. Avata 360. Dual 1/1.1 inch CMOS sensors, 8K 60 frames per second, 10-bit, D-Log-M color profile. Antigravity A1, 1/1.28 inch sensors, 8K 30 frames per second, 8-bit, no log profile. 10-bit versus 8-bit is not a marketing number. 10-bit captures 1 billion colors. 8-bit captures 16 million. In practice, if you color grade your footage, if you want to protect highlights and shadows, if you want your aerial clips to match other cameras in your kit, the Avata 360 gives you tools the A1 simply does not have. D-Log-M on the Avata 360 means flat, flexible, gradable footage, no equivalent on the A1 currently. For beginners, this probably does not matter. For anyone serious about post-production, it matters a lot. The A1 is not bad, daylight footage is clean and usable, but the Avata 360 has a generational advantage in image quality that shows in challenging light and in the edit. Image quality, Avata 360. Yeah, it's battery life. This category goes to the A1 significantly. Avata 360 and rated 23 minutes, real active flying, 15 to 16 minutes in normal mode, sport mode or wind, closer to 12 minutes. One battery is genuinely not enough for a productive shooting day. Antigravity, a one standard battery rated 24 minutes, real world around 18 to 20 minutes. High capacity battery, yet rated 39 minutes, real world around 34 minutes. That accuracy is impressive. The high capacity battery pushes the A1 over 250 grams. The gap between 15 minutes and 34 minutes is not a spec sheet number. It is a completely different shooting experience. On the A1, you think, in terms of sessions. On the Avata 360 with one battery, you are constantly watching the meter. My recommendation, if you are buying the Avata 360, the Fly More combo is not optional. 3 batteries minimum. Budget for it before you budget for the drone. Battery life. A 1 wins convincingly. Flight, experience, and controllers. This is where the Avata 360 separates itself most clearly from the A1. The A1 gives you one control option, motion controller with goggles. That is it. No traditional remote, no screen-based flying, goggles and motion controller or nothing. There has been talk of a traditional remote coming, but nothing confirmed as of now. The Avata 360 gives you 3 genuinely different experiences. RC2 for standard camera drone style flying, screen on the controller, familiar controls, accessible to anyone who has flown a DJI drone. Goggles N3 or Goggles 3 with Motion Controller 3 for the immersive FPV experience, and FPV Remote Controller 3 for stick-based flying with goggles. That flexibility matters practically. Regulations in many European countries require a spotter when flying FPV with goggles. The RC2 option on the Avata 360 sidesteps that requirement entirely. The A1 has no equivalent option. One thing to be clear about, the Avata 360 does not have full manual acro mode. Easy acro with Motion Controller 3 gives you pre-programmed flips and rolls. But the Avata 2 style unlimited manual mode is not there. If pure acro is why you want an FPV drone, neither of these is it. The goggles experience on the A1 is genuinely impressive. The Vision goggles have micro OLED screens that are sharper and more immersive than the N3 goggles that ship with the Avata 360. If you want the best possible visual experience through the goggles, the A1 setup has an edge. The Avata 360 Goggles 3 are competitive but sold separately. Head-to-head on controller flexibility, Avata 360, obstacle avoidance and safety, Avata 360, not close. The Avata 360 has full omnidirectional obstacle sensing with nightscape capability, LiDAR at the front, integrated prop guards that protect the drone and anything near it. This drone is hard to crash and actively works to prevent it. The A1 has forward and downward sensing only. No omnidirectional, no LiDAR, the legs fold out for landing protection, but the drone itself is more exposed during flight, especially at the sides and rear. The integrated prop guards on the Avata 360 also mean you can fly closer to objects through gaps indoors with significantly more confidence than the A1's exposed props allow. For flying in complex environments, near people in tight spaces, the Avata 360 is meaningfully safer. Transmission and range, DJI's transmission is simply the best in the consumer drone market. Years of refinement, 04 plus on the Avata 360, up to 20 kilometers, 1080p 60 frames per second feed, rock solid in challenging environments including dense trees and signal interference. The A1's OmniLink 360 works well, but this is Insta360's first drone transmission system versus DJI's most mature. In real-world testing at distance, the Avata 360 pulls ahead. The resolution drop on the A1's transmission at longer range is noticeable. For casual flying at moderate distances, both are fine. For pushing range or flying in RF-dense environments, Avata 360. Software and editing honest assessment. The A1 software has the edge, and it is not surprising why. Insta360 has been building 360 editing software for years. Antigravity Studio is mature, fast, intuitive. The AI editor is notably better than DJI's equivalent. If you let the software make creative decisions for you, the A1 system does it more elegantly. DJI Studio is powerful, but the interface is less intuitive, especially when navigating between old and new projects. The learning curve is real. Both drones edit on phone or desktop. Both use a keyframe system. For simple 2 or 3 keyframe edits, both work well. For complex creative work, Insta360's years of experience shows. Software, slight edge to A1. Price. The A1 starts at approximately $1,279 for drone, motion controller, and goggles, the minimum to fly it. Bundle pricing gets you to around $1,519 with extra batteries. No drone-only option currently. The Avata 360 starts at $479 drone only, genuinely accessible if you already own compatible DJI hardware. With RC2 as a combo, $719. Fly more with RC2, around $979. The pricing structure is more flexible, and the entry point for existing DJI ecosystem owners is exceptionally low. Price. Avata 360 wins significantly, especially for anyone already in the DJI ecosystem. Verdicts. Here is the honest summary. Choose the Antigravity A1 if sub 250 grams matters for your regulations. Portability is your priority. You want the longest battery life in the category. You prefer a simpler, single-purpose system. And you want the best goggles experience in the 360 drone space right now. Choose the DJI Avata 360 if you already own DJI ecosystem hardware. Camera quality and color science matter to you. You want maximum controller flexibility, including the option to fly without goggles. Obstacle avoidance and safety are priorities. You fly in complex environments, and you want the most mature transmission system in this category. The A1 is better at being portable, light, and a pure 360 drone experience with exceptional battery life. The Avata 360 is better at being a versatile aerial camera platform that happens to do 360. These are not the same drone with different logos. They solve different parts of the 360 drone problem, and the right one depends entirely on which part of the problem matters most to you. Drop in the comments, which one would you choose and why? And if you own either of them already, what has surprised you most in real use? I read everything. See you in the next one.